the European Central Bank is out with its latest interest rate decision. Steve Leisman joins us with the news. What is it, Steve?
Yeah, 50 basis points as expected to 2% for its main, to 2.5% for its main refinancing rate. It also did the marginal lending facility, all the other ones. Just looking at the headlines here, Joe, says keeping interest rates at a restricted level will, over time, reduce inflation by dampening demand. Pretty much as expected here, where the main refinancing rate is at 2.5%. They're one of a series of banks that raised interest rates, including the Bank of England this morning went up by 50, and of course the Fed yesterday by 50. We also had, let me take a look, Norway and the Swiss also up by 50 basis points. Joe, I don't think this is any big surprise. The terminal rate for the ECB had been priced at 2.90. I can't get a look at what it is now, but basically the idea is they're not going to go as far as the Fed already has gone, or as far as the Fed now plans to go with, or at least forecast that it's going to go with that over 5% funds rate for 2023 that we got yesterday. Guys?
The European Central Bank, the ECB, has raised interest rates again, but by less than its two most recent hikes. The main rate has increased by 0.5 percentage points to now 2.5%. However, with the Eurozone still gripped by soaring inflation, the bank is warning that further hikes are inevitable. The ECB's decision followed similar moves this week by the US and UK. But at a 2.5%, the Eurozone's current rate is still significantly lower than in America or in Great Britain, which are at 4.5% and 3.5% respectively. By the way, guys, this article is from Euronews. It will be in the description below. As always, increasing interest rates is one of the main tools used by central banks to trickle rising prices by slowing down the economy. The cost of living has been surging this year across much of the globe, fueled by Russia's war in Ukraine and lingering supply shortages following the COVID-19 pandemic. So guys, short and simple, we might be at the end of this year. Hold on for 2023, because by the way things are looking, we haven't even felt what's to come. They are just getting started. But I digress. Let's get more live and in action. Editor, roll clip, fair use.
The European Central Bank has raised interest rates again, but by less than its two most recent hikes. The main rate has increased by 0.5 percentage points to 2.5%. But with the Eurozone still gripped by soaring inflation, the bank is warning that further hikes are inevitable.
Interest rates will still have to rise significantly at a steady pace to reach levels that are sufficiently restrictive to ensure a timely return of inflation to our 2% medium-term target. Keeping interest rates at restrictive levels will over time reduce inflation by dampening demand.
The ECB's decision follows similar moves this week by the US and UK, but at 2.5%, the Eurozone's current rate is still significantly lower than in America or Britain. Increasing interest rates is one of the main tools used by central banks to tackle rising prices by slowing the economy down. The cost of living has been surging this year across much of the globe.
Not only do the multi-speed economies with us, Steve, but with all the different members in their own, on the continents. It's a crazy way to try to do things, but at least we'll have some dry powder around the world at some point. Steve, remember how long that was a big complaint? If something happens, we're at zero, what are we going to do? So, I mean, I'm trying to look at the bright side of it. We are definitely in a period where we haven't been used to it for quite a while. So let's get it out of the way, I guess. But
it's a positive way to think about it, Joe. It's a very positive way.
Has the dollar turned, Steve, if they keep, I mean, they're still behind us. And they're, we've expressed concerns here about a strong dollar.
I'll give you the DXY. I don't know if they got the DXY in the back. I got to look it up here. I have the DXY at 104. I guess it was as high as what? 110, 112 at some point. It was super strong when it looked like our, main trading partners were not going to be on board with raising rates here. But that's another feature of this, Joe. It's sort of every central bank, every economy for itself. I have here a peak back in September, Joe, of like 114 on the DXY, which is the conglomeration of the blend of different currencies that are out there versus the dollar. And look, Joe, I've never been a big fan of following the dollar as a big economic indicator because the U.S. economy is so dynamic that you have some people benefit and some people not benefiting. I think we ultimately benefit from a stronger dollar because we import so much stuff.
That today we judged that interest rates will still have to rise significantly at a steady pace to reach levels that are sufficiently restrictive to ensure a timely return of inflation to our 2% medium term. I'm reading straight from the monetary policy statement, first paragraph, because that is the one that really includes the three key messages, the four key messages actually that we have. And one of them is that we, at this point in time, expect and judge that we will have to raise interest rates significantly. Now, what does that mean? You have to read it together with the steady pace. And it is pretty much obvious that on the basis of the data that we have at the moment, significant rise at a steady pace means that we should expect to raise interest rates at a 50 basis point pace for a period of time. The second element that you have in this paragraph is the reference to a steady pace. So it's significant and it has to be a steady pace, which means that we have made progress over the course of the last few months, but we have more ground to cover. We have longer to go, and we are in for a long game.
Can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Hey guys, it's Jose, your regular Joe Blow again, keeping an eye out and my ears open. And without disappointment, like I've said on this channel, the Eurozone is in big trouble. And they are at least showing us in every move they do. So let's continue to price this in and better prepare ourselves. And make it a habit to keep a budget and live within our means. Because guys, opportunities come to those who are prepared. But I'm not a financial advisor. You guys are on the money because you always do your own research to fit what works for you and to thrive with your families. I'll just continue to do my best to bring you the best. Guys, thank you for the support as always. God bless you in all your endeavors. Stay free.